So Yuta ends up at this school for sorcerers, and he's training with like Maki, Zen, and Toge, Maki.
Oh, and Panda, of course.
And can't forget. All right, so you ready to jump into Jujutsu Kaisen 0?
Totally. I've been looking forward to this one.
This prequel, it's not just some like side story or anything.
Right.
It actually sets up a lot of what happens in the main Jujutsu Kaisen story.
Yeah.
And we get to meet Yuta Okkotsu, and man, his story is
intense.
Intense is a good word for it.
Yeah.
So, okay, think about this.
Yeah.
Okay, you're haunted by the ghost of your childhood sweetheart. But it's not just any ghost. It's like a super-powered,
Right.
uncontrollable, cursed spirit.
I mean, talk about a complicated relationship.
Right. That's Yuta's reality, and that's where this whole thing starts.
It's really interesting how in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, it takes that like classic, teenager with supernatural powers kind of thing, but then it adds these layers of like grief and responsibility on top of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Yuta's not just like learning about his powers or whatever.
Yeah.
He's dealing with this like really deep personal loss.
Yeah.
And it's literally taken the form of this like monstrous
It makes you think about like the connection between like really strong emotions and curses.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's not just some random spooky thing happening.
No.
It's tied to like how much he loved Rika and the trauma of losing her.
Exactly. It's like his emotions are fuel for this curse.
But okay, so he's got this like mega powerful cursed spirit attached to him.
Yeah.
So the Jujutsu sorcerers, they had to know about this, right?
Oh, yeah. He's definitely on their radar.
Yeah.
It's kind of their whole job, right? Being these guardians of humanity and dealing with all these curses that threaten regular people.
Right.
But then with Rika's power,
Yeah.
Yuta's like this potential weapon, but he's also like this huge liability.
Yeah.
And that's where Satoru Gojo steps in, right?
Oh, yeah, Kojo.
He's like this super strong sorcerer. I mean, he's basically a legend.
He is.
And he sees the potential in Yuta, so he takes him under his wing and brings him to Tokyo Jujutsu High.
It's wild, though, like to think about being mentored by Gojo.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like this mythical figure in the whole Jujutsu Kaisen world.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like that could be kind of intimidating for Yuta, don't you think?
Oh, totally. Especially with everything else he's going through.
Right. Like trying to control this curse and everything.
Yeah, it kind of makes you think about like the pressure of living up to Gojo's legacy and those expectations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Gojo, he seems to get that Yuta needs support and guidance,
Yeah.
not just like intense training all the time.
So Yuta ends up at this school for sorcerers, and he's training with like Maki, Zen, and Toge, Maki.
Oh, and Panda, of course.
And can't forget Panda.
Everyone loves Panda.
I love that each of those characters, they all have their own unique abilities, and they have their own challenges too.
Absolutely.
It's like, it kind of mirrors Yuta's struggle to figure out where he fits in and how to control his powers.
It's that whole, finding your tribe thing.
Yeah,
Except in
yeah.
this case, your tribe is battling curses.
Right, exactly. And their training, it's not just about like physical techniques. It's about understanding like what curses really are and how they're connected to like human emotions.
It really makes you think, like if these curses, they come from negative emotions,
Right.
do you think positive emotions could maybe play a part in controlling them or even getting rid of them?
That's a really good question.
It's something to consider.
Okay, so speaking of negative emotions, we can't forget Suguru Geto.
Oh yeah, he's the main villain in Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
And his plan is pretty messed up, right? Like he wants to get rid of all non-sorcerers.
It's dark, isn't it? Like he's taken this whole cursed situation and turned it into this horrible ideology.
Totally. It's like he's saying, because we have these powers, we're better than everyone else, so they don't deserve to exist.
And that's what makes him so chilling, right? He's preying on that fear and prejudice that people already have about sorcerers and curses.
Yeah.
And it really makes you question, is he trying to protect humanity or control it?
And that's what makes Yuta's fight against him so important.
Oh yeah.
It's not just about stopping a bad guy.
He's bigger than that.
It's about proving that humans, sorcerers, and non-sorcerers, everyone deserves to be here.
It's about coexistence.
But Yuta's still figuring out how to control Rika.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's going up against this experienced, powerful sorcerer.
With a very twisted worldview.
Yeah, talk about pressure.
You said it.
The climax of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, it's like this clash of ideologies. And it's a huge test for Yuta.
He has to overcome his grief master Rika's power and choose what kind of sorcerer he wants to be.
It's like a coming-of-age story, but with supernatural warfare.
Exactly.
But okay, so this story, it all started as a manga.
Right.
Yeah.
Tokyo Metropolitan Curse Technical School?
It's interesting how the creator, Yuta Okkotami,
Yeah.
they were able to take this standalone story and make it fit perfectly within the larger Jujutsu Kaisen world.
It's pretty seamless.
Yeah, and it gives us this crucial backstory for Yuta, who ends up playing a major role in the main series.
You really need to understand his past to understand where he ends up.
And then they adapted it into a movie.
Oh, yeah, and the movie just blew up.
So many people saw it.
It brought Jujutsu Kaisen to a whole new audience.
And it's easy to see why it was so popular.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it captures the intensity of the fights, the characters have so much depth.
And the animation is beautiful.
You can really tell that Akutami put so much care into creating that world.
It's really well done.
So after, like, spending time with this story, what really sticks out to you?
That's a good question.
I mean, there's action, there's emotional stuff, but then it also like makes you think about these bigger questions like, what is power really? What does it mean to be responsible for something that powerful? What does it mean to be human?
I think for me, it all comes back to love and loss.
Yeah.
Rika's curse, it comes from Yuta's love for her, but it also becomes like his biggest burden.
That's true.
And it makes you think about the impact our emotions can have and how they can manifest in ways we never expect.
And Yuta, in the end, he chooses to protect humanity.
After everything he goes through.
Yeah, it shows so much about his character.
Yeah.
Even in the darkest situations, you always have a choice to make.
You can always choose the path towards hope.
That's a powerful message.
It is. It really makes you think if you were in Yuta's shoes, faced with all that power and that loss.
Yeah.
What path would you choose?
That's a good question to think about.
It is.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Until next time.
See you later.
Grab Jujutsu Kaisen 0 by Gege Akutami, now on sale for $7.64. Don't miss this chance to build good habit and achieve remarkable results. Buy now, today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.